Hello my dear students. Last class we have discussed about the properties of acids. The properties of acids. What are the properties of acids? Acids have sour taste and change blue litmus to red. Then next acids react with metal to form or release hydrogen gas, and acids react with carbonate and liberate carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Today we are going to study alkalis. Alkalis. Here you know that hibiscus paper. What is a hibiscus paper? We can make a hibiscus paper using hibiscus flowers. Then you need here you need red hibiscus paper. Here you need red hibiscus paper. Can you make red hibiscus paper? Can you make red hibiscus paper? Okay. First you take a blue hibiscus paper, then dip in a acidic solution. Take a vinegar or lemon juice and dip the hibiscus paper in this solution. In that solution, the hibiscus paper change into red, and wait for some time to kept it dry, and using that red hibiscus paper, here is a activity for you. Here is a activity for you. The materials needed for that activity are first buttermilk, sugar solution, salt solution, lime water, soap, solution, then salt solution, milk, then and clear ash suspension. Then first you dip the red hibiscus paper, taking this solution in separate test tube and observe. What is your observation? Which are the liquids? Name the liquid that turns red hibiscus paper, change its color, or change the red hibiscus paper change into blue. Okay. Which are the solutions? Okay. Lime water and soap solution. When we dip the red hibiscus paper, dip in lime water and soap solution, and red hibiscus paper change into blue. Red change into blue. Lime water, red change into red hibiscus paper, change into blue. Also in soap solution, the red hibiscus paper change into blue. blue. First you take red hibiscus paper and dip that red hibiscus paper in this solutions. You can find out that the red hibiscus paper change into its color blue is in this solution, lime water and soap solution. Then next you should do this experiment, same experiment with a litmus paper, a red litmus paper. You can see that the red litmus paper change into its color blue in this solution. A red litmus paper change into blue in this solution. Lime water, in lime water, red litmus paper change into blue. In soap solution, red litmus paper change into blue. Okay. Then you done this experiment with some compound, chemical compounds in the laboratory. First compound is calcium hydroxide, and the common name is lime water. The common name is calcium hydroxide solution or lime water. Calcium hydroxide means lime. Calcium hydroxide solution or lime water. First you dip red hibiscus paper or red litmus paper in calcium hydroxide solution or lime water. You can see that the red litmus paper change into its color blue. Then next one is, next chemical compound is, second one, sodium hydroxide solution. Sodium hydroxide solution, and its name is, common name is caustic soda. Its common name is caustic soda. When you take a sodium hydroxide solution in a test tube, then dip a red litmus paper or red hibiscus paper, you can see that the paper change into blue its color. Then next one is, third compound is potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide, and its common name is caustic potash. Caustic potash. When you dip the or test the red litmus paper in this solution, you can see that the red litmus paper change into blue its color. Then next one, ammonium hydroxide solution. Ammonium hydroxide solution, or its name is Elica ammonia. When dissolved in water, ammonium hydroxide or Elica ammonia, when we dip red litmus paper, it change into its color blue. Okay. These are the alkalis found in the laboratory. First one is okay, sodium hydroxide, its common name is caustic soda. Then next is potassium hydroxide, its common name is caustic potash. Next one is ammonium hydroxide, common name is liquor ammonia. And you know that lime water, its chemical name is calcium hydroxide. Its chemical name is calcium hydroxide. These all are alkalis. All are alkalis. Next one is indicators. Next one is indicators. Okay. Before starting indicators, what is mean by alkalis? What is mean by alkalis? Alkalis are the substances which turns red litmus paper change into its color blue, and they have a bitter taste. They have bitter taste and are slimy. Example, sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, etc. The next topic is indicators. We have studied about the hibiscus paper, litmus paper to distinguish between acids and alkalis. We have studied about the hibiscus paper, litmus paper to distinguish between acids and alkalis. Then can you use other parts of plants used for this purpose? Other parts of plants? Okay, here is a work for you. You take the parts of plants like turmeric, mango, rose, beetroot, etc. and make the paper, turmeric paper, rose paper, etc. by rubbing it, and do the experiment, do the activity by testing, or take some acids and alkalis and record your observation in your textbook. Page number 44. First you take turmeric, then rose, mango, beetroot, etc. and test it with acids and alkalis and record your observation. First one is turmeric. Turmeric. What is the color change of turmeric paper in acids and alkalis? In acids, there is no color. Turmeric color is yellow. In acid, color is yellow. Alkali, acid, yellow color. Turmeric color is yellow. Then alkali, its color change into red. Next one is take mango leaf. Is there any color change? No color change. No change. Mango leaf, no color. Then next take a beetroot. In acid, there is no color change. Its color is violet. Violet color, and in alkali its color change into purple. Then you can take other plants parts like carrot, rose, etc. Then record your observation. Then which are the substance in this substance that change its color in acids and alkali? Okay, turmeric, beetroot, etc. And can you tell me the reason when turmeric that fall into a dresses, when washed with soap, that portion change into red color? Can you tell me what is the reason? Okay, this is due to the presence of alkali. When turmeric show in alkali red color. Red color is formed. Okay. Then Can you tell me what is mean by indicators? Can you tell me what is mean by indicators? Indicators are the substances which help to distinguish between acids and alkalis through their color change. Indicators are the substances and which help to distinguish between acids and alkalis through their color change. Plants parts like turmeric, beetroot, etc. are used as a indicator. Plants parts like turmeric, beetroot, etc. are used as a indicator. Also, litmus paper is used as a indicator in laboratory. Litmus paper is used as a indicator in laboratory. Okay. Can you tell me what are the other substances used in laboratory as indicators? Can you tell me the names? Okay, here is an activity for you. First you take two test tube. Then two test tube and take in one test tube little vinegar. In one test tube little vinegar and another one take some sodium hydroxide solution. Take in first test tube take sodium hydroxide and in another one take a little acid like vinegar. Okay. Sodium hydroxide. In first test tube take a sodium hydroxide and second one take a vinegar. Second one take a vinegar. Then add 2 drops of phenolphthalein in each test tubes. 2 drops of phenolphthalein in each test tube. Add phenolphthalein. Add phenolphthalein in each test tube. First one take sodium hydroxide solution and second one take a vinegar. Then add 2 drops of phenolphthalein in each test tube. What is your observation? What is your observation? In your textbook page number 44, this indicates this experiment. This picture indicates this experiment. What is your observation? This is the first test tube and this is the second one. What is the observation? The solution taken in a test tube 1 is sodium hydroxide. When we add phenolphthalein, the color is changed into pink color. In second one, there is no color, that is colorless solution. First one change into pink color and second one there is no color or colorless solution. So, phenolphthalein is a indicator. Phenolphthalein is a indicator used in the laboratory to distinguish the substance is acid or alkali, and phenolphthalein give a pink color in alkali and colorless in acid. Phenolphthalein give a pink color in alkali and colorless in acid. Next, another indicator is methyl orange. Another one is methyl orange. Methyl orange also a indicator used in the laboratory to distinguish between acid and alkali. Okay, listen here. Here is a work for you in your textbook. First one, what is mean by indicator? What is mean by indicator? Okay, indicators are substances that help us to distinguish between acids and alkalis through their color change. Parts of plants like turmeric, hibiscus, beetroot, etc. can be used as a indicator. Litmus paper is an indicator used in the laboratory. Litmus paper is a indicator used in the laboratory. And phenolphthalein and methyl orange are indicator used in the laboratory. Phenolphthalein and methyl orange are the indicator used in the laboratory. Okay. Next, some substances are given for you and identify the color change in acids and alkalis. Identify the color change in acid and alkali. First one is blue litmus paper. First one is blue litmus paper. Okay. Its color in acid is red. Blue litmus paper change into its color red, and there is no color change in blue litmus paper in alkali. There is no color change. Its color is blue in alkali. Next one is chili powder. Chili powder. Its color, the chili powder color is pale red, and there is no color change in acids and alkalis. Its color is pale red. In alkali also pale red. Then next one, red litmus paper. Red litmus paper, and its color in acid is red. There is no color change, but in alkali is its color is blue. Its color is blue. The next one is hibiscus paper. Next one is hibiscus paper. Blue hibiscus paper. Its color change into red in acid. Its color change into red in acid, and there is no color change in alkali. There is no color change in alkali. Next one, phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein. Its color is, there is no color, the colorless solution in acid. It form colorless solution in acid, and phenolphthalein give a pink color in alkali. Phenolphthalein give a pink color in alkali. Next one is white paper. There is no color change. Its color is white in acid and alkali. Its color is white in acids and alkalis. Next one, carbon powder. The color of carbon powder is black. So, its color, there is no color change in acids and alkali. Its color is black in acid and alkali. Its color is black in acid and alkali. Next one is methyl orange. Next one is methyl orange. Its color is in acid pale pink. Its color is in acid pale pink, and in alkali its color is pale yellow. Its color is pale yellow. The next one, liquid blue. Its color is liquid blue colored solution. There is no color change in acid and alkali. Its color is blue in acid and its color is blue in alkali. Then next, last one, turmeric. Last one is turmeric. Its color is yellow in acid, no color change, but in alkali its color change into red. Its color change into red. Next topic is neutralization. Neutralization. What happen when hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide solution mix together. Can you tell me what happened? Okay, let us do an experiment. Some procedures are followed before doing this experiment. First, you take a hydrochloric acid solution in a burette. First, you take a hydrochloric acid solution in a burette, and then take a sodium hydroxide solution in conical flask using pipette. First, you take a hydrochloric acid solution in a burette and sodium hydroxide solution, 20 ml sodium hydroxide solution in a conical flask using pipette. Then put that conical flask below the stopcock of the burette and add the hydrochloric acid drop by drop in a conical flask and swirling the conical flask continuously. Look here. This is the burette. This is the burette and this is the solution we take. This is the solution we take. Sodium hydroxide solution taken in a conical flask. First you take a hydrochloric acid in a burette, then 20 ml sodium hydroxide solution in conical flask. For identifying its color change, we add 1 or 2 drops of phenolphthalein. You know that phenolphthalein is an indicator and which give pink color in acid, pink color in alkali. Phenolphthalein is an indicator which give pink color in alkali. Sodium hydroxide is a alkali. Sodium hydroxide is a alkali. First you take a hydrogen chloride in a burette and 20 ml sodium hydroxide solution in a conical flask using pipette. The device is pipette and add 1 or 2 drops of phenolphthalein to identify its color change. Phenolphthalein give a pink color in alkali. Then put the conical flask below the stopcock of the burette and open the stopcock or add little or drop by drop hydrochloric acid in the conical flask or conical flask containing sodium hydroxide solution and swirling the solution continuously or swirling the conical flask continuously or to mix the solution easily. Okay, then this picture indicates this experiment and close the stopcock when the pink color of the solution just disappear. Stop the cork or adding the acid in the solution. Stop when the pink color just disappear and using litmus paper identify the color change. First you take a red litmus paper and dip that solution and observe the color change. Then you take a blue litmus paper and dip in this solution and identify the color change. You can see that there is no color change or litmus paper does not have any color change. Can you tell me what is the reason? Can you tell me? Okay, when a definite amount of acids and alkali mix together, when a definite amount of acids and alkali mix together, they lost their property, acidic nature and basic nature, alkaline nature lost. They lost their acidic nature and alkaline nature and form salt and water. And this is known as neutralization. This is known as neutralization. Can you tell me what is meant by neutralization? Here we take a hydrochloric acid is a alkali and sodium hydroxide is a hydrochloric acid is acid and sodium hydroxide is alkali. When hydrochloric acid react with the sodium hydroxide, form sodium chloride and water, that is salt and water. When a definite amount of acids and alkali react with each other, they lose their acidic and alkaline nature and form salt and water. Okay. When acid and alkali react, form salt plus water. When acid and alkali react, form salt and water. Here we take acid is hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride react with the alkali sodium hydroxide, form sodium chloride. Plus water. Sodium chloride and water. Okay. You know that when acids and alkali react each other, they lose their acidic nature and alkaline nature, and that property is known as neutralization. You know that the soil in our Kerala is acidic in nature. So, farmers use lime to nullify the acidic nature or decrease the acidic nature of the soil. Okay, next one is pH value. pH paper is used to examine whether the substance is acidic or alkaline in nature. pH paper is used to examine whether the substance is acidic or alkaline. And the pH value 7 indicate neutral, neither acidic nor basic or alkaline. Neither acidic or nor alkaline. The pH value greater than 7. pH value greater than 7. pH value greater than 7, that compounds are alkaline. That compounds have a alkaline nature. Then pH value less than 7, pH is less than 7, that compounds are acidic. That compounds have a acidic nature, and we can find out the pH value and by using paper chart or pH paper chart. This is the pH paper chart. By comparing the pH value or pH color change with this chart, we can identify the pH value and then its nature, acidic or that compounds are that substance are whether acidic or alkaline. First use the pH paper, then dip the solution, you take then combine the color change of pH paper with the pH chart paper, then you can find out whether it is acidic or alkaline. Here is a value in the chart, pH paper chart, and identify its color change, whether it is acidic or alkaline. Okay, then first pH value 7 is pH value 7, it is neutral. pH value 7, that is neutral. Water is a neutral and water does not show any acidic or alkaline nature. Okay. Then pH value greater than 7, that substance are alkaline, and pH value is less than 7, that substance are acidic. Okay. Next, let us find out the pH of a soil. Let us find out the pH of a soil. First you take a beaker, then add half of a beaker with a soil, and then you add or pour water in the beaker and soil completely immersed in it. Then collect the oozing water from the beaker and mix with first you mix clearly or completely immersed in water, then you stir well to mix the soil with water, and then collect the oozing water and dip the pH paper and identify the or compare the pH paper with the pH chart, and you can identify the pH of the soil and nature of the soil. First you take a beaker and collect half of a beaker with the soil, then add water and mix stir well, then collect the oozing water and dip the pH paper and compare the pH paper with the color chart, pH paper chart, and you can identify the nature of the soil. Next, the topic is uses of acids and alkalis. First one, uses of acid. First you know that vinegar is used in pickle and other food substances. Second one, citric acid, food preservation and in soft drinks. Then next, nitric acid and sulfuric acid, manufacture of chemical fertilizers, paint, dyes, etc. Then fourth one, sulfuric acid, automobile battery, used in automobile battery. Then tannic acid, production of ink and leather. Tannic acid is used in production of ink and leather. Next one is uses of alkali. First one, manufacture of soap. Then manufacture of detergent and ceramic materials. Then industrial purpose. Last one, purification of water. The uses of alkalis are manufacture of soap, manufacture of detergents and other material industrial purposes and purification of water. Okay. Next topic is, here is an activity for you or experiment for you, the production of soap. Let us make a soap. Here the materials needed for this experiment are sodium hydroxide, 180 gram sodium hydroxide, 1 kilogram coconut oil, then 100 gram sodium silicate and stone powder. First you dissolve the caustic soda or sodium hydroxide in water, and you can see that a large amount of heat is liberated. So, wait for 3 to 4 hours to the solution become cool. After cooling, add the mixture or solution into coconut oil taken in a steel vessel or plastic vessel slowly and stir continuously. First dissolve the sodium hydroxide or caustic soda in water and large amount of heat is liberated. So, wait for some time to cool that solution, and after cooling, pour the mixture into coconut oil and stir well. Then add sodium silicate and stone powder for its hardness and increase the quantity of soap. For its hardness and increase the quantity of soap, you can add sodium silicate and stone powder. Then stir continuously to solidify. After solidification, the mixture pour into different modes and you can get different shape. You can add perfumes and dyes for its fragrance and color. You can add the perfumes and dyes for its fragrance and for its smell and color. Then after 3 or 4 days, the soap will solidify and you can get soap. That soap, you can use that soap after 2 weeks. You can use that soaps after 2 weeks. Now, this is the time to wind up my class. Okay, thank you.